Okay, hello, good morning. Welcome to I'm Not Trying to Kill You. We're playing The Instance. And I am your host, Ash. I use she, her pronouns. Today we're gonna play episode 2 of our cyberpunk bullshit adventure. Where we have built ourselves a little island and then we've filled it full of dystopia. And now we're going to make trouble in it. I have with me 3 amazing cyberpunks who are along for the ride. Gonna get themselves in trouble. I'll get them to give an introduction of themselves and their characters, pronouns, what you do, what's your character like, what flavor hummus would they be? I don't know. We'll start with Kira. How you doing, Kira? I like your lipstick.
Thank you. Very inspired me.
Oh, thank you.
Put on some lipstick in 2 seconds.
I know. I used to have this whole thing where like I couldn't stream without having makeup on, and now I'm like, fuck it.
I feel like lipstick is the easiest, most obvious answer. It shows up the most, and it takes the least amount of time.
Draw a circle on face, around teeth.
Close enough.
Yeah.
That's how I am. I'm full of lipstick.
Yeah. How have you been this week? What have you been up to?
I've been pretty good. I've mostly been working and trying to figure out my small business taxes for the first time this year as like a writer. A role-playing game writer, and yeah, it's the opposite of fun.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to tax time this year because it's been the most complicated year.
Yeah. Well, and you know, if this was the year Trump is like, oh, small business taxes are going to be better, which of course is, you know, everything that comes out of his mouth is a lie. So it's the opposite of that.
Yes.
And for some reason, I owe the federal government $4,000, which I'm working on.
Yeah.
That's my happy story. Things are mostly good though, and I'm working on it.
Yeah, cool. How's your character? Who are you playing today?
Right. Oh yeah. So my pronouns are she, they. My character's pronouns are she, and her name is Pyre, and she just came out. She just lit a building on fire and helped 2 people escape. And
I mean, most of the people escaped. We don't know of any deaths, but like,
yeah, only directly responsible for 2 though. So
yeah,
I don't want to take too much credit here.
Yeah.
And then I mean, to be honest, one of the only reasons we got out is because oh my god, right? I always forget your character's name.
Anishan.
Anishan, thank you.
It's a made up name, so it's cool.
No, I like it a lot though. Anishan helped guide us out with their robot skills.
Cool. Well, I'm excited to see what trouble Pyre gets into. I like the fact that like the character called Pyre like straight up set fires in the first episode. That was nice.
Yeah. Me too.
Next up, Snow. How you doing? Are you're fully mended from your illness now?
Yeah, I'm top of the world, ready to wallow in misery again.
I was gonna say like top of the world. Oh no, we're playing this game.
Yeah. Yeah. My name is Snow. Pronouns they them. I am playing Violet Viridian, aka Vision. Once a doctor who worked to upgrade people to make them better workers. Now a I guess, I don't know, a medical vigilante trying to like jailbreak people and fix them from the harm that capitalism does to them. Doesn't really have skin so much as just constantly projected glitches on their skin and all around them. Doesn't really like crowds or touching. Which meant the last session was a nightmare, and I'm starting this session terrified. So,
yeah,
can't wait.
Yep, I just love the phrase medical vigilante. I'm like, yes, on board. Cool. Ray, how you doing?
I am good. I need a medical vigilante in my life because I am now allergic to all pain medication. So this has been a fun week,
That sounds.
especially because I live with a very painful disease.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Sounds
to
great.
land. I am Ray or Cherry. My pronouns are they, them. My character is Anishan, whose pronouns are also they, them. And they have no memory by choice to protect, presumably to protect the previous people from previous lives. They have a little box full of memories that come in the form of modules that plug in their ram horn. They are radical about personage and they reject magic because it's overwhelming. Everything to do with the spirit and the soul is just like very overwhelming and uncomfortable. So they avoid it, and they don't hate it. They just like it's kind of painful, like soul in the soul, I guess. And so they have a single ram horn where their jack is kept. They are a master hacker. They have one floppy ear poking out from behind their horn that looks like a big bunny ear. They have hair on one side that spirals down into like another horn shape. They have blue plastic skin because they are very fragile and they suffer from, or live with, I should say, don't like suffer from. They live with chronic fatigue and fragility. Not roleplay myself, I promise.
One day we'll see your big floppy rabbit ear.
It'll come out one day. They have cybernetic eyes and they are 4'6". And here's a fun thing that no one knows about. I personally also have memory problems. When I've been playing role-playing games in the past with Ash, I've had trouble remembering from week to week what my character even did or how they felt. So, in character and for my life, I have started a diary, which I did after last week's session. So may I read that? It's very short.
Sure, go for it.
It's in my character's voice. Okay. Here is my In Which We Live and Breathe the Instance personal diary of Anishan from the 10th of the 2nd. Hacked masterfully for about 80% of the time to facilitate the crew's infiltration of fancy maritime hotel stroke prison to rescue Oracle Cora. Helped everyone escape while sitting in the freezing cold remote access pipe they left me in with a miffed but temporarily incapacitated fire-breathing polar bear outside. Got to run around a bit as a security bot and a very friendly Rumu, also self-driving private cop car that played Happy Birthday as a signal to friends for getaway. I think Pyre has a new girlfriend, Miriam? She's a very enthusiastic rebel. I like her. Pyre and Vision are hurt, emotionally and physically. I hope they'll be okay. Should make sure to make them some tea. Maybe bake them a cake. Is this too much? Oh, left a bit of a digital trace. Don't forget to let that bite you in the ass.
Awesome. I love that. I love that. Like the idea of just being like, I made you a cake. Like, just...
Yeah. I hope this doesn't go too far. Does this help?
I like the idea. There's a thing in because of course I've been playing it a lot in Sunless Skies, where your aunt just you tell your aunt about something bad that happens. She goes, "That sounds terrible," and immediately bakes you a batch of scones. Just
oh my god.
Because that's what you need.
Feels.
Cool. All right. So to get started, first off, do we want to do highlighting first, or do we want to run through the faction turn first? As far as, does anyone have a preference?
Let's do the faction turn first.
All right. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Give me a second, and I will bring that up. Really, let's use the PDF version, Ash, because then you can use the bookmarks. So faction turn this week. After last week's drama, some people were keen to get themselves into a better position. So longevity are currently, let me bring up the thingos. I'm guessing that is last minute Kraken moves. Yeah, it is. Kraken messaging me at the last minute being like, this is what we're doing. Cool. Longevity are deploying their brand to try and build deploying their brand to attempt to build a clinic. So let's do that. They have 2 brand and 1 research, so let's see what 2 dice come out as for them. Oh no, they're only investing 1 of their brand in it. Okay. So rolling 1d6. That is a 5, so they're losing 1 brand and they're gaining. So that clinic that the free clinic that they were operating is now an actual clinic that is real and exists and not just a marketing stunt. And that they can make some profit off of. Asset, level 1, and it is the Nostrum Clinic, where they've worked out that they can charge money to poor people for medical assistance so that they can make a profit off them. Nice. Dreamflix are investing capital in capital. They're spending money to make money. They've only got 1 money to spend. Now they have no money to spend. So they have made some poor investments, and that's gone badly for them. Dreamflix is having a bad time. This one, now I have to check the rules on this because what I've got is Maritime will use its 1 capital to acquire brand from the crew. These inconsequential anarchists cannot be allowed to besmirch the reputation of our fine luxury resorts. So, when it is deployed against the crew, let's have a look. Playing Behind the Curtain. Acquire... Contact... Cool, alright. So, they are using... What are they using to do that? Using 1 capital to try and get brand from the crew. So this is them spending money to like drop flyers around the area where you live, being like, these guys are fuckheads. They set our thing on fire and people died. No one died, but they're absolutely saying they're absolutely like putting out messages that you did end up killing people. Let's see if anyone believes them. So they have spending 1 capital. Yeah, cool. So they are using up their capital and then gaining a brand out of it. And the crew effect. The contact or piece of crew gear is taxed and cannot be used until the situation is resolved. Okay. Who do we think is gonna believe the propaganda that's being put out by Maritime? Because I don't think it's a piece of your crew gear. I don't think the med bay is going to be like, oh, you guys are crap. I think...
Can I believe?
I don't think so. I think...
I kind of like the idea of our quadcopter pilot who didn't really know what was going on and only caught the peripherals. It was like, oh, that's what I helped you do, you motherfuckers.
Yeah, alright, so that is, you'll see I've now put taxed on the sheet there.
Just
which
sabotaging my relationships.
I mean, yes, the crew is, the corporation is literally sabotaging your relationship. That is,
hey, at least that's Miriam.
At least you've got Mariam.
Mariam, that was it, sorry.
Yeah.
No, it's good drama. It's good drama.
If they're successful, the crew effect occurs. Any other, they clear their turmoil, so they are no longer, unless anyone else is acting against them. Let me check. Let me double check. So turmoil is when you've created trouble for a corporation. It means that it's easier for other corporations to attack them. dumping. So we're trying, and then Kraken is trying to use their research to improve their brand, which they've also only got 1 dice. So, which is a 4. So that's becoming 2 brand with 1 research. Nicely done. So, cool. Now, I just gotta double check that I made that correctly, because Dreamflix are investing capital in capital. Yep, that was good. So, Dreamflix should have 2 capital at the end of it. Oh, no, they did badly. Yep, okay, cool, that's all good. Cool, so, yeah, you're, like, the area that you're in is just flooded with news reports about this like horrific fire that went down, and how like I think they're like, luckily we managed to save everyone, but many people's like livelihoods and like the places that they lived and things were burned down, and very much like made out as the bad guys.
This is fine.
So before we jump into doing our downtime, let's quickly do some highlights for the start of session. So, at the booting up, there we are. At the start of each session, each player considers whose character, their own character, has the strongest connection to at the moment, and asks that character's player to highlight one of their 9 actions, not special actions. So let's go backwards. Anision. Which of the other 2 characters do you think has the strongest like connection to you, or you have the strongest connection to?
I don't know if anyone particularly has a strong connection to Anishan. I don't know.
Or least weak.
But I think from Anishan's point of view, it's probably Vision, because I think they very much empathize with Vision's struggles with crowds, and I think they can empathize with that because of their experience with magic and soul.
Yeah, so. Cool. So Vision, do you want to highlight one of Anision's 9 actions? What would you like to reward with experience today?
Yeah, it's easy to go with Tinker because that's like the thing that they spent most of the last session doing. But I think I want to maybe lean more towards study. I think that's the sort of thing that Vision wants to encourage is be observant, be present, take from the world the knowledge that you need.
Cool. All right. Well, I will highlight.
I like that. Think first.
Yeah, right.
Definitely a lesson that Nishan could do with.
I'm gonna highlight your scrap. I want to give you experience if you manage to get yourself into a fight. So yeah, your highlights for this week are a study and scrap. So anytime you roll those, mark an XP. Vision, who do you think you have the closest bond with?
I think probably Pyre, because we were literally in the flames together.
Through the fire and the flames?
Yeah.
Through the pyre and the flames? Sorry. Pyre, what do you want to highlight for Vision this week?
So tell me again, what I'm like. So am I highlighting what I want to see Vision do, or what I think Vision has learned, or
it's what do I want to encourage in play from that character? Okay, cool. This and like it's you as the player gets to make the decision.
Yes, I want to highlight. I think I want to see Vision be a little bit. I want to see Vision be like competent. I feel like Vision was put into like a difficult situation that they're not used to last session. So
Fucking rude.
Wow.
well, you know, you were like
Yeah, no, I'll highlight the be good stat.
no. Like,
I'm gonna highlight your
okay.
best stat because you sucked last week.
Oh my god. That's not what I meant.
God, Kira, you're so brutal.
No, a lot of things went very badly for Vision last time, so
Yeah, they were having a hard time.
Mhm.
So I want to see them be like a cool doctor. So I don't know, like whatever.
That
kinda
sounds like
doctor.
probably Tinker
Yeah.
yeah, that's
Um,
Tinker.
or Build.
Let's do Tinker.
We'll get more used to the distinctions between these traits as we like play because they're kind of philosophically like they have quite philosophical definitions between them. So like I'm interested to see the difference between Tinker and Build when you're doing your medical stuff. So yeah. And then I want to see Violet Viridian. I think Consort. I think I'm interested in seeing like what does Consort look like from Vision.
Yeah, cool.
So those are your two for today. And then finally, Pyre, who do you have the strongest bond with?
I think also Vision from last time, just because we did so many things together.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yep.
I feel like Vision got to see me in action, and I got to see Vision in action, and that was cool.
Yeah. Vision.
Yeah.
What do you want to see from Pyre?
Well, Pyre did a lot of damage last time. So I would like to see maybe
Not that.
Build. Yeah, like the opposite of destroying things, I guess.
Cool.
Yeah.
Great. I love it.
Sounds cool.
And then I'm going to highlight. Look, if you're gonna highlight Build, I'm gonna highlight Rec. Just to be like contrary. So, yeah, cool. So, building and wrecking are your two highlights for this week.
I live in contrasts.
Yeah.
In whatever that's called. Two different things.
Yep. Like a dichotomy? I don't know. So last week we managed to rock up back to our community, which is the do we have a name of our hotel? The La Cathedral. Which I think is like it's only just occurred to me how much that suits the fact that you're angels. Like that's quite cute. The La Cathedral hotel, which is it's got to be like peach, right? Like or like off pink externally.
I mean, you're right. I just don't like it.
Thanks, I hate this. So yeah, like we come into in fact, where is what's the picture from the hotel from Angel? Hyperion Hotel. Oh no, we lost Kira. Hyperion Hotel. Okay, that's what it is. Yep.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, I totally thought that Angel was set in a hotel.
It is set in a hotel. Yeah. Well,
It was not in my mind when I was
Well,
thinking.
it's set in a hotel for like seasons 2 through to 4.
Yeah, like most of it.
Yeah,
Until
most of
they
it.
joined the law firm.
Yeah, they start off in like Angel's shitty apartment, and then they go to the hotel, and then they go to the law firm.
Until they're like, we can change things from the inside. Fatal error. That's a lesson for life.
I mean, but ultimately they do succeed.
Do they? I don't remember how it ended.
Hyperion Hotel Angel. There we go. It's I wanted to like just grab a picture to, except that's like not crowded enough. Anyway, it's Horrible and Peach. And the inside of it is like filled with the like big foyer is like divided off with like bits of scrap metal and things. Do we have a message from? I'm sure we'll.
Yeah, power went out apparently.
Oh,
so.
cool! All right.
Mm.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, I will try and make this into a. I know what I'll do. I'm gonna be very skilled at like stream production here. Da da na 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 na. Oh wait, I've got that the wrong way. Here we go. Cool. So, this is our temporary thing while we are waiting on Kira. Come back, faces. Come back, faces. All right, cool. Let's talk about what we want to do in our downtime to start with. And let's talk about downtime because we haven't done it yet. And we can kind of like fill Kira in when she gets back. So, downtime. When your crew isn't out on jobs or in direct danger, they go about their lives within their communities. There are 7 downtime actions you can take when you've got time and space: maintenance, represent, sharing space, tending wounds, get to work, and post to the boards. Unlike most other systems like this, there isn't a limit to how many downtime actions you can do. You can just do them as much as you like. It's just about like what feels good as far as like the narrative and play. So maintenance is working hard, resupplying, keeping watch, and keeping everything running. And that's how you get cash back. The crew currently has 1 out of 3 cash. They've got their full rep and they're at 2 out of 7 strain. So when you represent, when you socialize or hang out with your community or contacts, restore up to 1d6 rep. Sharing space, when you spend quality time with crewmates, clear up to 1d6 strain. Tending wounds, when you allow a teammate to access your wounds and tend to them, physical or otherwise, remove a minor harm, or downgrade a major harm to a minor if no minor harm already exists for that attribute. Get to work. When you work on a long-term project, name your end goal and roll whichever action you use to like work on that, and deal with the consequences if they arise. And then posting to the boards. If you've got intel or on a job or an opportunity you're not going to get to, you can post about it on the internet boards. If other punks take the job and report back, you get XP. If you complete a job or opportunity from the boards and post a report back, you also gain an XP. So that is about the larger game. This game exists in the same universe vaguely as all other games. I don't know that there's any jobs currently posted on the boards, but we can post jobs on the boards, and if other people want to do those jobs in there in which we live and breathe games, we get XP, which is pretty cool. So there's
that's real cool.
A way of having, so being like, we couldn't get to that. Hopefully someone else can go and deal with the, I don't know, gang of monkeys in suits that have got Tommy guns or whatever. But yeah, we have some downtime. Do we want to we'll do some downtime actions and see if we get Kira back by the first break, and if we don't, then we'll postpone, I think.
Yeah, that seems reasonable.
Okay, all right.
Yep.
Let's do some downtime actions and see what we feel like. Does anyone have any that seem like immediately appropriate?
Yeah. So, given that Anishan would like to bake a cake for their friends,
Mm-hmm.
I think didn't Vision have did Vision have some psychic harm?
Yeah, Vision has a minor soul harm of terrified. So
Yeah. I don't know if, I mean, obviously consent is really important, so I don't know if Vision would be super into accepting a cake, but I think Anishan would bake the cake and offer it in the most appropriate way, probably at like a distance. Probably just like it's in the kitchen. Here's and they're like text because that's how Anishan most comfortably communicates with people. I think is by the digital.
Does Nissan use lots of emoji or none?
Lots of emoji.
Yeah.
Very helpful.
Everyone's always like, like I put an emoji in my professional email, so unprofessional, and I'm like, what? Like, hi.
My problem is
Please pay this
I work with
invoice.
game-
Smiley face, love heart, caterpillar
Yeah.
poop.
My problem is I work with game devs and game devs all use emoji. It's great.
Yeah.
So like when I work with someone who's not a game dev and I like emoji everything, they're probably a bit weirded out by that, but
Yeah. So what?
Yeah.
Important question. What kind of cake do you bake?
it is a cake with glass. It's like a really nice sponge cake with like glacé cherries in it.
oh hell yeah!
Nice. Cool. I'm on board.
Yeah.
Is this a cake that that Vision is into? We're establishing important character details.
Yeah. Okay. So someone in the chat asked if Vision has a mouth, and I really don't want to answer that question.
I like the idea of them just taking some cake and then like turning around and then it being
Yeah.
gone.
Uh huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you said it was like a text message, right? Like, oh, there's like cake in the break room or whatever. So
there's,
yeah.
like, tea in an urn.
Yeah, I think like Violet would like respond and be like, yeah, tea and cake sounds like perfect right now. So
I love the fact that the closest thing you have to a kitchen is like a break room.
mhm.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. Also, it looks like Kira won't be back for like 4 hours.
Okay. All right.
Was the estimate? So
All right. Well, let's do like one action for each of you, and then we'll unfortunately wrap up for the day. But that's okay. These things happen. And I'm happy to like play a little bit. We'll do these two actions, and then we'll wrap it up. I'm assuming that this is due to North America having like broken weather right now.
yeah, what's up with that? It's
Yeah. Too much cyberpunk bleeding out into the real world. Okay, cool. So yeah, you get a text, Vision. What's the reaction to that? Like, is this actually, is this allowing a teammate to access your wounds and tend them?
I think so, yeah. I think that like, you know, we haven't done a lot of like missions together, but we've been in the same community enough that Violet can look at Anishan and be like, this is a person that gets what it's like to find it hard to live in the world. So when they sort of reach out and be like, hey, cake, Violet's like, you know, I probably would have told most people to fuck off, but there's, you know, I'm not in a good way right now, and someone is trying to offer like a bit of rope here.
And
So
being really respectful of your boundaries.
yeah, it's like,
is really
okay,
cool.
this is the sort of thing where like, yes, I am the cat that feels safe to come out just a little bit and have a tiny nibble. So yeah, I will make my way to the break room.
Cool. Is there any like reciprocation or response, right? Like, do you eat the cake and be like, cool, I go back into my shell, or is there any kind of like response to this? other than the allowing someone to have provided cake for you.
I do want to say that I think a Nijan would make sure that it was not expected or needed
Yeah.
to have kind of
Yeah.
that. I think that would have been important to them to put that in there.
Yep. No, that makes sense to me.
Yeah. No, I think after like eating the cake and drinking the tea and just sort of like sitting there for a bit, I think Violet will kind of like send another message in response and just be like, how are you doing after being in the cold for so long? Something that's like not specifically like, hey, I'm trying to start a conversation, but also not like we're not interacting now that I've had my cake.
Something that you could pass off as like medical, a medical check-in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Anishan would respond with like the cold face with the like little sweat bubble, but also a heart.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like it doesn't really give you any information, but it doesn't seem like a bad situation.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think Violet will respond with like, "Do you want me to bring you some of this tea?"
And Anishan would be like, "No, I've got some. I'm good where I am. Thanks."
Cool. And Violet will go back to the operating room, I guess, and continue doing whatever work needs to be done.
I love my little introverts. This is so good. Also, I like the idea that Anision is like, because it's the future, you have like combinatorial emojis. So you've got like a brr emoji, but with the like sweat and little love hearts coming off and things like that.
Yeah, like you can just put them together and make your own emoji real easy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's what Zero Width joined. Okay, I'm gonna stop before I start being an emoji nerd. I just realized I was about to like start my rant, and I'm like, no, okay, all right. Cool. So that's actually technically an action for on. That's technically an action that that Vision has taken, because like the thing about tending wounds is that it's allowing someone to tend to you. It's all about it. It's about vulnerability, because this is a game I wrote.
I think I do want to like let Snow make their own choice of a move.
like-
I would happily give up my turn.
Yeah.
So
Well,
that
let's
Snow-
like
I mean, like, I'm fine with that, honestly.
does anyone like the thing is we can have as many of these as we like.
Mm.
So like, does anyone have other things that they would want, like that they want to like get down to?
Would it count as sharing space? Since we kind of shared, like it was alone together time, right? Like, could that be two actions in one?
No, you have to have another. You have to do another thing. That's why you're allowed to have as many as you want. Is because each time you do one, you have to do the thing.
Mm.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, that's like the whole point of this is I'm not going to put a limit on how much you want to roleplay, but you have to roleplay if you want the mechanical benefits.
Right.
But yeah, we have got 2 strain, which is really low. Y'all didn't hit that too bad during that mission. You were pretty good on that. And also, we used some cash.
Yeah, I guess we should try and get that cash back by like maintenance.
You probably only need 1 maintenance action. What does that look like?
I mean, I think that to a certain extent, Violet going back and doing more medical work is a form of maintenance. It's just doing the things that need to be done around here. I don't think that they necessarily charge for the work that they do, but I think there's very much a like gold coin donation kind of deal. Like, if you can contribute to this, if you can pay it forward in any way, then please do. And if you can't, like, that's fine. We're not here to, we're not them.
Medical
We're here
care
to
for a
help.
gold coin donation. I love it. Yeah.
You got to spread those socialist seeds where you can.
Like the medical equivalent of, do you get this in Australia where by the cash register, we don't get this in Canada anymore because we don't have pennies anymore, but there would be like a little thing next to the cash register where you just like put your extra pennies. Then if someone needs like a penny for when they're like 11 or
Yeah,
whatever, then
we get that. The bakery here has that.
Yeah.
Yeah, where it's like, I don't have the change. There's also a thing that we have now, which I think is really cool, where if you go to like some servos, the service stations, petrol stations, I don't know what it is in outside Australian language.
Petrol in Britain and gas stations in North America.
There we go. Yeah. Yeah, so servo means nothing to you.
Well, we do have service stations in the UK
Okay,
as well,
alright.
which are on motorways
Right, okay.
specifically.
Anyway, a bunch of them now have a thing where when you go to pay with your card, there's a little like button you can press, and what it'll do is it'll round up your amount to the nearest dollar, and the change will go to a charity.
Yeah, I've seen that in a few places, which is
Yeah.
cool, and also still very much like, why is this where the charity money is coming from, and not the
Yeah.
people that make,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
We have it at grocery stores here.
Yeah.
Mm.
But yeah, I'm really interested. What happens, Vision when 20 rocks up and is like, hey, I cut myself. Because 20's a robot. And is like, hi, you do medical things.
Yeah, I mean, my specialty is in cybernetics, so there is some amount of crossover. I also I do a small amount of mechanical tinkering in my own time. So I think when 20 comes in, there's a there's a brief conversation of like, look, I don't spend most of my time doing mechanical repairs, but it's not outside of my sphere of things that I can do. If you're okay with me doing this as someone who is not a specialist, I will absolutely offer my services to you as much as anyone else.
It's pretty apparent that 20 is trying to avoid like panic. They've got like, they're like looking the other way, and they're like holding on to they've got like their hand is like holding on to the like valve that they've like hit with a knife or something that's like spurting like lubricant fluid, and they're like, oh god, yes, anything you can do.
Yeah,
can
this
you
is
yeah, and they like look at it, and they're like their like digital face goes "Ooh," like the wobbly emoji, and they're like, oh god, okay, please fix.
Yeah, I'm like, okay,
X's.
get on the table. If you have like the equivalent of pain receptors that you can shut off, then do that. Otherwise, like, just
Have you got any booze?
Not in the operating room.
Isn't that what you're supposed to keep here?
No.
Okay, all right. Okay. Do it. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, okay. And I think that what it looks like is more of the like pseudo magic stuff. It's like partially magic and partially hacking. It's like interacting with the digital systems just to make sure that like things aren't power isn't flowing to areas that are being like manipulated, and stuff like that. And then it is using sort of like low level magic to just like reconnect things and seal things.
So your low level magic is flesh based. Are you like actually putting some like are you creating some like actual legitimate like biological components?
Yeah, I think that's probably how I get away with not being able to afford a lot of equipment. I'm like channeling from myself into people that I'm healing, and then trying to heal over time to do it.
So like like afterwards 20 is like looks at their arm, and they're like they poke this like tumorous growth that you've created for them, and that is acting as it's like a heart valve on their elbow that is like just encased in like tumorous protective flesh, and they're like poke it, and they're like, oh god, it's soft. Is it going to be okay? Do I have to care for it?
No,
Does it eat?
It's fine. It will take what it needs from you. You won't even notice it. It's tough enough, you know.
Yeah.
We organics wouldn't have made it this long if we weren't a little bit tough. So just, don't don't expose it to anything particularly acidic, and I think you'll be fine.
Or knives.
Also knives, but I think you've already. I hope that you've learnt the lesson that knives aren't
I'm
good
just
for.
a little clumsy. It's okay. It's fine.
Look, it's okay to be clumsy. If you hurt yourself again, come back. I will look after you, but just
Try
let it
not
be.
to.
Just let it be a part of you.
It's
Just
like, okay, I'm gonna call it Steve.
okay. Steve will look after you if you look after Steve.
And it 20 like walks out like crooning to their new tumor.
Yeah, cool, great.
That's good. Awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
I just want to say, I think when this is happening, whenever there's medical work going on, because it takes the form of magic and it's out in the open because it's on the stage, presumably,
I mean, I think there's like
right there in the.
I think it's probably the dividers for privacy, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. There's like dividers, but like I think whenever there's magic being used, there's probably like a almost a feeling in the air would be.
Are you? Well, the thing is, most people wouldn't notice it, but maybe you're really sensitive to it.
Yeah, I think so. I think that Anishan is so sensitive to it that they head out, and they head to like the equivalent of like, some kind of cafe stroke noodle bar to do some work on the side, like a hack of a hire kind of stuff. And they're just like, they kind of like, that's how they feel it, and like it gets really overwhelming and they need to do something really productive and like escape a little bit, and that's their escapism is working.
Is this like
unhealthy, but-
in my head? This is the presence of like magic being actively worked feels like the thing when like you're in a room where there's like too much noise and it's like like I've got to just get out of this space.
And I think there's like noodle bar, like a ramen bar that's like no magic allowed sign on the door, like no magic, magic free zone kind of thing.
Yeah, no, it's totally a like we don't use magic. That's how good our ramen is.
Yeah.
Right? Like
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like not like no MSG, like no magic.
Yeah.
I love it.
Cool.
Yeah.
I do need to get
And so like
I do need to get Snow to roll a d6 real quick for me.
Right, yeah.
To find out how effective they've been at. Cool. All right. So that maxes out your thing. So yeah. I think 20 can't pay with like money, but just like a whole bunch of like Tupperware containers of like frozen meals just like show up at your place like the next day.
That's so helpful, honestly.
Yeah. Cool. All right, so max out your cash.
Yeah.
So yeah, back at the noodle bar, at the ramen bar. It's a ramen place. Like it's got to be. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's like future ramen where it's like just like there's no like regional thing to it. It's just like it's become this thing that's taken on its own life. And noodles are like quite like ramen's quite different by that point.
I think
Whereas
there's
ramen-
probably a thing where like the Japanese on the sign reads ramen, but the English just reads pasta bar.
Yeah.
It's like what?
Yeah.
Pasta
like
broth
that-
or something like weird.
Yeah. Like now we have like really distinct types of ramen from
Yeah.
different regions of Japan, but like maybe in this future, like it's just kind of come to a point where like all kinds of noodle soup have come together from all over the world. And
Yeah, and the distinction is really in the very wide variety of like available like you can absolutely get like I don't know, fucking polar bear ramen, right? Or like
yeah,
those sorts of things. Yeah.
which I realized there's a polar bear on my water bottle today. I don't know if you can see that. Got blown out, but I was like, oh wait. But I guess I don't need to get any cash.
No, you don't. But at the same time, like maybe, like, is this the thing where you go there and it ends up being socializing? Or I suppose you've already got enough reps, so yeah.
That's okay. It's
But
just something
yeah,
I did.
that's
It's
a thing
fine.
you did, and like it's good to get that view of that view of like what you're up to. So yeah.
Maybe may, maybe Vision is all like, oh, the coffers are full. I'm like, oh, good, extra noodles.
Yeah, right.
And I
Just
spend the cash on extra.
it's not
noodles.
extra noodles. You get the fancy noodles,
Oh yeah.
right? That are made with like actual wheat,
Yeah.
or actual like it's not made out of like synthetically grown cardboard. We don't have any opportunity. I was going to say, because the other thing is, if there were an opportunity or something that you could post to the boards, then you could be doing that. But there's not really anything that we need to get done at the moment that isn't being done. So that's okay.
Yeah, I don't think so because it's just for XP, right? It's posted to the boards. Yeah.
Yep. All right. Well, shall we wrap it up there? And we can come back and like finish our downtime with Kira next time. We won't do another faction turn because we haven't really had a chance to see that come into play yet. So yeah, we'll see that. The only other thing that really we need to like resolve that strain, but also I think it's probably in Pyre's best interests to resolve the tax on our quadcopter pilot. So yeah, we'll see that in downtime next time. Chat, I'm really sorry that we've had to have a very, very short episode today, but it was real nice to get to see like just the first glimpse into the like private lives, the home lives of our characters. Let's hit our end of session questions real quick. It's probably going to be no for most of them, but it's a good idea to check them. So wrapping up, did we rep our crew type as angels rescuing those who can't help themselves?
I don't know about rescuing.
Yeah.
I mean, did some minor medical work, but I don't know that that's a rescue.
I'll give you an XP for like rescuing 20 from themselves.
Cool.
And you managed to avoid collateral in that, so there's 2 XP. Did you get impeded?
I wonder if it's that 20. I just need to flesh this out for a minute. I wonder if it's that 20 wasn't a chef in their previous life. That's just what like they ended up doing, and so they're actually like kind of cack-handed at it. And
Well, they're
just,
either they weren't a chef or they stopped being a chef because they got clumsy.
Oh yeah.
Either or, I'm
They
not
got-
sure which.
Like their servos are a little bit off, and they
Yeah.
miss some.
And again, like this is a place like our community is definitely the place of like cast-offs when they were not worth repairing. So, yeah. Did we get impeded by our harms and hard limits? I'm not sure we got impeded. I think they actually acted as like a bonding thing. Like you were both introverted and it was kind of good. Did you flash cool gear and call in impressive favors? Not really. Did you put a ding in a Corp? No, Corp definitely put a ding in you. Did you help your community? Yes.
I like to think so.
3.
Yeah.
So let's take 3 more XP.
Yeah, I added those.
Great, good job. So we're up to 11. Did we want to spend any XP? Because like that means that there's now more than 9. So you could like say like each player can spend 3 XP on an upgrade if they wanted to. Is that a thing we want to do, or do we want to wait until next time and do that with Kira around?
I feel like it's better to do it with Kira.
Yeah.
And have that negotiation.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. I feel like if it was me that wasn't here, I would want everyone to wait for me.
Cool. Great. Excellent. I'm just checking. Cool. Well then, let's wrap it up nice and early. And we will be back here. We're doing weekly games, so it's not a big deal. Like when you're doing the fortnightly thing and then you miss one, and it's like, oh, a month, right? It's like, but the weekly thing is really nice. So, Snow, do you want to do your shout outs?
Yeah, sure. I'm Snow McNally. You can find me on Twitter at Snow McNally. And I am going to shout out a show on Netflix that I binged all of and adored, which is entirely unrelated to cyberpunk stuff, but you should watch One Day at a Time because it's extremely cute.
I saw some screenshots from that and I was like, oh, this looks
Yeah.
good.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
They introduce
no,
a character.
no,
What?
Me gay. Me gay.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I saw and I was like, I'm on board.
Yeah, it's so good. It's
it's
no, not the original. There's a new one on Netflix. I haven't seen the original. That's probably also good, but the new one is extremely good. It is like very funny and also will get very real and just be like, "Oh, now you're going to cry because you love this precious family and the world is garbage." But
Oh, I love crying.
I cried a lot. Every season finale especially is just like, "Oh, cool. Yep. Uh-huh. I guess it's raining in here."
Yeah.
So
Awesome.
yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
All right.
Mhm.
Cherry, shout outs.
Hi. Yes, you can find me everywhere on the internet as Cherry Ray, RAE, on Twitch 4 days a week, or on Twitter too much.
At strange times of night.
I just learned today that you can block certain apps with your screen time on Apple phones, and I'm totally doing that after midnight. Twitter is not allowed to be opened anymore.
That's probably for
I
the
keep
best.
sleeping because I'm like, I'll just check my mentions, and then I go to my timeline and I'm scrolling my timeline for 2 hours,
Yeah.
never getting.
I occasionally see like something at like, you know, what is it? I'm like, wait a minute, it's like 4 a.m. for like Ray, and I'm like, oh, the poor thing.
Yeah, stupid brains.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna shout out good sleeping habits. Let's do it
Okay, sounds good.
together.
We can all achieve sleep together. I'm totally gonna take a nap. I'm gonna use this additional time that I've now got in my day for a nap.
I got myself addicted to Tetris 99.
So Tetris 99 is a different game to Tetris Effect, right?
Yeah, Tetris 99 is a free game on the Switch if you have a online account, and it is
Please say the word. What is it?
it's it's battle royale for Tetris. You are one of 99 people.
What?
And I came fourth. I started playing last night, and then I came fourth. And I was
Dang!
like, fuck yes.
Well done.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
Tetris Battle Royale is a thing that exists, and that is beautiful.
It's hard. It's like brutal. Like sometimes you get like 10 people attacking you and you're like, fuck off. How are you even choosing who to attack? I can only look at my own screen.
Christ. Okay. Wow, that's amazing. I'm probably gonna hit up some Apex this afternoon as well, because basically like
I think
I'll probably just like put on a Twitch stream of someone else playing Sunless Skies, because you know I can't not be consuming Sunless Skies in some way at the moment. I'm obsessed. Cherry, did I tell you about the fact that they've got a character in there who uses a wheelchair sometimes?
yeah, I'm very excited about that. That's
That's
awesome.
yeah, because like the first time I was like, hey, cool, wheelchair rap, and then later he's like walks over and gestures with his cane, and I'm like, what? That's so good.
Nice.
Anyway, and
And
then
it's not in that like horrible Bloodborne way where they're like, oh, just kidding. I'm actually a big monster that can kick your ass.
no. And there's a character that is just like, they're deaf. They use sign language in writing, and it's not a big deal. I'm just like, oh, the disability rep in this is amazing, and like the queer rep is also really good because
That's so good.
like for like obviously because
I want to say I wish I had time to play, but then I keep doing things like playing Apex and Tetris 99, and I'm like, maybe I should reevaluate my choices.
I mean, maybe you should try it. Like,
It's just so much reading, and when I'm fatigued, it's really hard. For
yeah,
me to...
I would say
And
the
that's
one thing I
part of
would
it.
say for people who want to try it, who want to play that game, and don't want to sink a bunch of time in it, like playing Merciful rather than the Legacy mode really, really reduces the amount of time that you spend like redoing content. Because like the Legacy mode is cool when you're like, because it has like the whole strategic thing of like making sure that you pass on stuff to your future captains, but at the same time, like you do end up like replaying story, whereas I just want to get through the story, so like Merciful is really good for me. So my shout out is Sunless Skies apparently. My name is Ash. You can find me at Acegiak, ACEGIAK on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, Tumblr, fucking everything. I'm the same person in all those places. You can add me on PlayStation if you want to bother me about Apex. We will be back here next week, hopefully for the full 3-4 hours of actual like playing the game. We will not do another faction turn because we haven't had a chance to see the effects, see this one really play out yet. And I'll probably stream tonight with more Sunless Skies because I have a problem. Until then, we will love and leave you. Catch you all later. Bye.